What's going on, everyone? Today I'm going to show you my ride experience with this bike right here. This is the Roma All-Terrain e-bike from Cycrown. And this is the step-through model. It also comes in a step-over version with the top bar. And first off, let me just tell you the basic specs. The Cycrown Roma rides on 26 by 4-inch fat tires and is powered by a frame-integrated 48-volt 20-amp-hour battery pack using Samsung cells. It has a rear hub motor that's rated for 750 watts continuous, 1500 watts peak. Up front is a double crown adjustable suspension fork made by X-Show, and the rear suspension is a 4-link design with a non-adjustable shock. The pedal assist system supports both torque and cadence sensing assist and can be switched on the fly. The Roma bike uses Shimano Altus derailleur, 8-speed trigger shifters, and the gearing is a 52-tooth chainring up front with an 1132 freewheel in the rear. It has Tektro E350 hydraulic disc brakes, locking rubber grips, a left-hand thumb throttle, full-color TFT display with app connectivity, a large bright headlight, dual taillights and brake lights. The Roma bike weighs about 85 pounds, has a carrying capacity of 330 pounds, and the minimum seat height is 36 inches. It's currently priced at $16.99, and it's available in the frame colors of blue, black, yellow, and white. Now let's get into the more important information. What is this bike like to ride? How does it perform? And the first thing I want to show you is the sizing information and info about the ride position. Big bike. 26 by 4 fat tire bikes are big bikes. This one on my scale I think weighed like 85, 86 pounds. So, I mean, not crazy heavy. I have multiple bikes in my garage way over 100 pounds. But still, 85 pounds is not a light bike. This is minimum seat height right here. Minimum seat height is 36 inches. That's pretty tall. I'm 6 feet tall. I'll use the step through. This is me on minimum seat height. I can flat foot it at 36 inches. But if I try to pedal, this is one thing I want to point out. So look at the top of the pedal stroke here. It's pretty cramped. Now, if I put the seat up to the maximum seat height, which I can put on the screen, it's not that much because here's the post. You got a tiny little seat post because it'll, runs into the suspension inside there. So I'll put this at max seat height now, which is right there, which is where I've been riding it. That's most comfortable for me, is maximum seat height. So here's the bottom of the pedal stroke. I still can't even extend my leg the whole way because that bottom bracket's so high off the ground. But this is max seat height. It is a comfortable ride position though. I mean, the bars come up nice and tall, so I feel kind of upright. Us old guys, we like to be more upright when we ride. So the bars have a huge bend in them. They come way up to you. I like that. Nice grips, rubber grips, locking grips, palm rest. But I definitely feel you got to be a tall rider to ride this thing. Step through height to right here, bottom most part is 21 inches. So to get your foot through there, you got to come up about 2 feet. 23, 24 inches is how high you got to come up here. That's pretty tall for a step through bike. 24 inches to get your foot through there. I mean, I had my wife who's 5'3.5" try this, and it was kind of a no-go for her. She couldn't really ride this. And I think they even say on the website you got to be about 5'7" to ride it. I agree with that. 5'7" would probably be about where you want to be minimum to ride this bike. I like the ride position. The seat is super soft as well, but it is definitely not built for a small rider. That's a definite. Are you ready? Yeah. Okay, show us 5'3" on the Roma.
Okay.
Okay. Can you get your feet down? No, not at all.
Not even
Can't even 1 foot. Barely. Okay. This is don't fall off it. This is why people need to see how big these are.
Okay.
5'3" minimum seat height. That's a no-go. These 26 by 4-inch fat tire bikes, man, they are way bigger in person than they appear online. If you are of smaller stature, if you're under 5'7", you may struggle to manage this bike. You saw my wife at 5'3". It was a lot for her to handle. So yeah, I'd say definitely you got to be at least 5'7" to probably control it comfortably. And then if you're taller than 6 foot, you may have to get a longer seat post in order to put the seat up high enough to get full leg extension to pedal if you're going to do a lot of pedaling. So keep that in mind. And now that you know if the Roma bike might fit you or not, let's take a look at some of the performance footage. I'll show you the brakes, acceleration, and the top speed. All right, top speed test, here we go. Get through these curves, open it up. I'm in pedal assist 5, so I've got full access here to the thumb throttle. We're up to 24 on the bike. Let's see, it's pretty close with GPS. I felt the bike cut out right there. It hit 28 on the display and that's it. Stopped helping. GPS is kind of bouncing all over the place. 28 on the bike, 27, GPS 28. I mean, it's right there, class 3, 28 mile an hour. Pretty easily, but you can feel it. Once it hits that 28, the motor just stops assisting completely. Let's see if I can't show you a brake test here. Get up to about 20 mile an hour and brakes. I mean, whew, you got some stopping power. I didn't even really pull that hard and we locked up the back tire. These are Tektro E350s. Good brand of brakes. They come on a lot of e-bikes. I've had them quite often. They have good stopping power. They can get a little noisy at times, but I found if I just get brake cleaner, clean everything, you know, kind of clean the pads off, clean the disc, they tend to quiet back down. But I mean, I like the brakes. It's a good component. All right, let's see if we can't show you an acceleration. Ready? Full speed takeoff. 3, 2, 1, go. It's got a nice pull. Gets up to speed real easily. That's on the fast start. You have the option in the display to choose fast or slow start. So that is the hardest start you can get off the line. It's very manageable. I mean, anybody can handle that. I'll do it again here so you can see. 3, 2, 1, go. Strong, steady pull. I like it. So it's capable of class 3 speeds, 28 miles an hour, and I can let you know once the display hits 28 miles per hour, you feel the motor just stop assisting completely. So that's gonna be your max speed. And so you know it's gonna arrive to you programmed at 20 miles an hour on the throttle, but you can go in the settings and you can unlock that speed limit to bring it up to 28. Once I did that, I had no trouble hitting 28, even with just throttle alone. I didn't even have to pedal the bike. But it's pretty much gonna top out at 28, no faster. The brakes were strong, the Tektro Hydraulic Brakes, no problem there, plenty of stopping power, great acceleration on it, nice, smooth, steady pull. And there's an option in the display where you can adjust the start strength. You can have it on soft, hard. I had it on the hard start strength. I wanted to get the most acceleration I could out of the bike. Even on that setting, it was very manageable. Now, one of the main reasons you might be looking at buying an e-bike is to flatten the hills. So here's the Roma bike tackling some hills. Hill climb test on the Roma bike. Let's see how she does. This is a 750 watt e-bike. Typically a 750 will climb the hill in about 22 to 25 seconds, roughly. That's your average bike. This one's supposed to peak at like 1500 watts. So I am expecting a good showing here. All right, ready, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Decent pull off the line. Seems to be getting up to speed pretty good. No pedaling for me. This is throttle only up this hill. It's like 10 to 12% grade. Climbing nice with ease. I mean, it's going to make it easily. It's pretty strong for the 750. And time right there. I mean, that was pretty good. I'm going to put that probably closer to the 22 second mark than it was 25. So it's on the stronger side of 750 watt bikes for sure. Definitely, that was a good showing out of this bike. All right, here we got a nice, very steep off-road hill. We're gonna go down first, see what it looks like, and then we'll come up it. Oh, looks like somebody's been riding a four-wheeler or something up it. Doesn't look too bad. All right, let's give this steep hill a try here. We got loose leaves, loose rocks, loose pine needles, pine cones. How can we make it? Got enough power to do it. I'm pedaling the hill, but there you go. She did it. She did it. I wouldn't have done it throttle only, but I could pedal up it. Challenging hill. It's hard to show hills on camera. They never come through, but let's try it faster. There we go. Try a different track. Up this side this time. Ooh, big rock. Oh, I spun out on that rock. We recovered. We recovered and made it. So it's got solid hill climb power. It's probably on the stronger end of the 750 watt bikes that I test. They say it could peak up to 1500 watts. That's the max rating on the motor. And you don't have a watt meter on the screen, but you do have one that has controller current. I was seeing the controller current maxing out a little over 26 amps. So if you take a fully charged battery, multiply that by the controller current, it's approaching that 1500 watt mark. but definitely solid power for a 750 watt bike. And it climbed everything I needed it to climb. I didn't have any struggles on the hills. That off-road hill I showed you, that's actually a really challenging hill. It's pretty steep. I think it's like 25, 28% grade. A lot of slippery stuff, but putting this down into first gear, 32 tooth on the biggest cog back there, full blast pedal assist. I mean, I was able to climb the hill no problem. And the pedal assist works really great. I mean, here's how that functions. Well, here's my experience with the gearing and the shifting on the Roma bike. Excellent. I mean, it's a Shimano Altus. Most of these bikes have a 20, so it's like one step up. And what I like is it's the trigger shifters here instead of the thumb shifter. The thumb one's usually a 7-speed. This is an 8-speed, and it shifts really well. I mean, one click and you're boom, right in the next gear. Excellent shifting. The derailleur guard was not smashed in on shipping like a lot of them. I'm going to attribute that to how this one was packaged. It was packaged excellent, completely encased in foam. So great job on the packaging by Cycrown. This bike came through completely unscathed. I didn't find any damage on this bike at all. And I don't know if you can see on the display screen there, that T right here, it means I'm in torque sensor mode. And I like the torque sensor. That's my favorite over Cadence because you get motor power based on how hard you're pushing on the pedals. And this one reacts really nicely. All right, so I'll stop right here. We're in torque sensor. I'm gonna put the pedal at the top of the pedal stroke and start pushing. And it kicked in almost immediately. I didn't even get a quarter of a turn. So it's really fast engagement. It's sensitive to pedal pressure. I'm in the max boost right now. I'm in pedal assist 5, but I can still just turn the pedals and go 8 miles an hour. And then it really registers the pressure. You push harder, and there you go. The power kicks in. So works great. This also has the ability to switch to a cadence sensor, which is awesome. There's a lot of bikes coming out with that now. And that's such a great feature because people are torn on that. And the way you get to it, it's really easy on this bike. You don't have to go into settings at all. You hit the mode key. You like double press it fast or triple press. I think it's triple. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Now it changed to S. I'm not sure what S means. I would think it should be a C for cadence. But anyway, S mode. Let's try it now and see if it switched to cadence on me. Oh, I did a whole rotation. That was a whole rotation. Oh yeah, it's cadence because I'm not even pushing and we're taking off like crazy because I'm in pedal assist 5. So let's just rotate. That one you get more of a rotation. The torque sensor was immediate input. This, you get it like a half rotation out of it. Maybe almost a full, like 3/4 probably, before it engages. So your choice, torque or cadence, great feature. And I love how it's selectable on the fly. Boom, 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 back to torque, yes. Now, a couple things I want to point out about the throttle. Let's go down to pedal assist 1. Because this one is linked. Your throttle power, your thumb throttle, is linked to the pedal assist number. So if I hit full power, pedal assist 1, takes me to 10 miles an hour. And then 2 is going to take me a little higher, probably up to like 15. So about 16 it cut out. 3 is going to take you to 20, 4 to 25, and then 5 is going to give you full 28 mile an hour speed out of it. So just know that throttle is linked to the pedal assist number. There's no way to de-link that. I mean, I had them like this all the time. You just get used to riding it like that. The beauty of it is I can just put it into 5. So I always have full power out of the throttle, and then I'm in torque sensor, so I can still ride low speed. You only get the, huge power when you push. That's one of the main reasons I love the torque sensor. Now, the other thing to tell you about the throttle is that it's a bit on-off. I mean, there's no way to feather the throttle and get just a little bit of power. As soon as you push the throttle, it kicks in and it's just kind of full throttle, no matter how little you press it. So you can't really baby the throttle, feather the throttle, whatever you want to say, and get a little bit of power. It's just kind of, you're either getting full throttle or you're not. Now this bike is an 8-speed, and that smallest cog is 11, so there's a lot of pedal feeling. I'm in 8th gear right now. I'm going to show you what pedaling looks like. This is 22 miles an hour. 25. I mean, pedal feeling for days. 28. You never run out of pedal feeling, even at 28 miles an hour. I love that you have the option to pick torque or cadence sensor. I think that's a huge selling point for an e-bike because people are kind of divided on that. And this one, it's even better too because you can quickly change between them. You don't have to go into the settings and do a bunch of stuff. You just hit the mode button like 3 times in a row and it'll switch back and forth from torque or cadence. I kept it in the torque sensor almost the entire time. It worked really great. I like the torque. It's it's a more natural feeling to me where it depends on your pedal pressure instead of just if the pedals are turning or not. So I kept it in torque pretty much the whole time. And I really felt like they got the gearing right on it as well, because you got 52 tooth up front and the smallest cog on the back is 11. So even at 28 miles an hour, you have a ton of feeling in the pedals. You never ghost pedal this bike. Now the throttle does have a bit of an on-off kind of feeling to it. You can't really feather the throttle and get a little bit of power, little sips of power. Kind of what I found though was when I'm riding low speeds, I was just pedaling using the torque sensor because it's a lot easier to manage the power output using your foot pressure. And then whenever I just wanted a blast of full power, I was using the throttle. Now the next thing I checked was the stability of the bike. It felt pretty good. Here's my experience there. All right, next one. Everybody always wants to know stability now. Big concern in the market. Stability. Does it wobble? How stable is the bike? This one feels really stable, even for a step-through bike. I'm gonna just let go here. We're going about 15. I'm in torque sensor, mode 5. I'm gonna just pedal no-handed here around curves. This one feels really locked in. I mean, I feel like I can ride a long time like this. And I'm in pedal assist 5. Like, this is the most twitchy of the pedal assist. So if I push hard, it's gonna kind of take off. But you can see I'm keeping an even pressure on the pedal, so I'm not getting any power surges. I can navigate curves. It's super stable. I mean, I've had no issue with this one at all. Even at high speed, it feels great. So, all right, I'm gonna do it at high speed for you too. There's 28. No problem. Some bikes, they just lock in and you can just go like this. Like I can kind of use my weight to turn. There's a lot of bikes I can't do this on. Oh, here we go. Steering with body weight. Now, I definitely don't recommend that you ride no-handed 28 miles an hour, but I did that just because I wanted to show that for me, the bike was tracking straight. I was able to even navigate around turns no-handed, and I didn't experience any wobbliness in the front end of the bike. But I think one of the places that this bike really shines was the suspension. And that coupled with the taller ride height, that bottom bracket's really tall off the ground. I think this could be an option for somebody that wants to do a bit of off-roading with their e-bike. Check out the suspension. X-Show front fork, feels great, love it. Rear suspension, it's non-adjustable rear shock, but it works really well for my weight. I weigh 180 pounds and it sprung nicely. Good travel out of it, doesn't feel too soft. I like the suspension on this bike. I wish it was adjustable, but I mean, it fits me about perfect. The Roma kind of feels like it's made for this type of stuff, so let's see if we can't do a little more off-roading. Water crossing. Ooh, blast right through. This is more what I picture people doing with this bike though. It's got such a high ground clearance. Like, look at all these boulders. The bottom bracket's higher off the ground than most of the other bikes I'm on, which is coming in handy here, crawling over all these rocks. Jeez, oh man, it's just full of rocks. Okay, there's a little bit opened up. I have no idea where I'm going. I'm just exploring. Being that you got no rack, no fenders, it kind of feels more like maybe this is what you're supposed to do with it. See that huge ridge hanging out of the ground? And I can probably go right over it without hitting it. Throttle only, up the hill, over. Oop, broke the stick. There, yeah, look at that. That's what I mean. I'm able to clear that. Even the chain guard or the front chainring was tall enough to clear this giant ridge in the road there. Suspension's nice. I gotta tell you, I do like the suspension. That shock, I can't remember the brand of it, but it does a pretty good job. One of the better, ooh, let's go that way. One of the better non-adjustable ones I've had. Now this is one of those bikes where the suspension works well enough that I don't even have to get off the seat to drop down off a curb. Watch. I mean, that was perfect. It absorbed all of that. That felt fine. And plus, you didn't hear like a lot of clanging of the chain or the derailleur or anything. Let me do it again here. Do a little faster for you. Why don't you hear the chain or anything slamming around? That's unusual. Normally, maybe the chain's tighter, something. Usually you just get this clang, 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 and everything's bashing around. I hate that noise. This is smooth. And one more, slower. Fork, rear seat, perfect. I like it. I mean, the suspension worked well for me. I'm not much of an off-road rider, but from the little bit that I did, it felt pretty capable. I like the front fork, the Xtro forks, the double crown, feels stable up front. You can adjust the compression on it, so you can kind of dial it in. Those felt good. The rear shock felt good for me in my weight. I had no issue there. I didn't have any desire to change the shock out. It seemed about perfect for my weight. If you're a lot lighter than me, a lot heavier, you know, maybe you swap this out for something that's adjustable, or if you just want a shock upgrade, you could swap that out. They're not hard to do. It's like 2 pins that hold it in there. But overall, the suspension worked good for me. I get the feeling that this is a bike that someone could use it on road and then also take it off road and push it a little bit. All right, and the last thing you might be wondering about is the range. How far does this bike take you on a single charge? You got a 48 volt, 20 amp hour battery pack. So what I can tell you there is I was doing a pretty good mixture of pedaling and throttle, maybe 50-50, probably heavier towards throttle actually. And I was getting about 30 to 35 miles before I felt like I needed to charge this bike. You have really great power until the display hits 30% battery remaining. Once you drop below that, you feel the power kind of take a hit. It decreases the power output a little bit. So you still got enough power to ride around, but you definitely feel the reduction in power output. So when you hit that, under 30, when you get to 29% battery remaining, I guess that just tells you, hey, you need to be within striking distance of getting home. All right, so we've covered a lot, but I kind of want to summarize now what I think the strengths of the Roma bike are. Number one is it's got solid power. Number two, I'll say it's a comfortable ride. The seat is wide and it's super soft. You got the 4-link suspension, good shocks up front, the upright handlebars. It's a pretty comfy ride. I love the torque sensor, cadence sensor, that option, and the fact that you can switch on the fly. That's cool. You got cool looking taillights and brake lights, how they're kind of integrated into the back of the frame. Good cells in the battery pack. I like that it's got the 8-speed trigger shifters instead of the 7-speed thumb shifter. I think these just look a lot nicer. And the display. The TFT display, it's super bright, very clear, very readable. And it's also got some cool little features, like it connects to the app and you can do turn-by-turn navigation on the bike's display, which is kind of fun. Now, a couple things to remember is it's a big bike. It weighs 85 pounds, so make sure you're able to lift and load and manage that weight. And then a 36-inch minimum seat height. It's pretty much made for taller riders. You better probably be at least 5'7" to ride this. And one more thing I'll mention is this one didn't come with any fenders or a rear rack. I see online that they kind of run that as a promotion where they'll offer free rack and fenders and some other goodies. But if you missed that deal, you may end up having to purchase the rack and fenders separately. But that was my ride experience with the Roma bike from Cycrown. What'd I miss? If I missed one of your questions, put it in the comments. I'll do my best to answer if I can. I'll, of course, put a link to this bike in the description below and also list any discount codes that they provide. I hope you found this video helpful, informative, maybe at least entertaining a little bit. If you did, consider hitting subscribe on the way out. See you in the next one.